Hello everyone, welcome to brand new tutorial. In this tutorial, we will discuss about adding constraint on Oracle. The topics of this video content are adding a constraint, check available constraints by dictionary, dropping a constraint, on delete cascade, on delete set null, drop table column, disable constraints, enable constraints. Renaming table constraints, renaming table column, drop table, parse user recycle bin. Oracle constraint syntax: alter table, then table name, add constraint name, type, column. This is Oracle SQL Developer. Here we are connected in ASR schema. I just want to add a constraint here. Create and copy a table from employees. This is the query snippet. So I just want to copy some records from employee to emp2. So after executing this query snippet, table emp2 created successfully. Now I just want to see the description of emp2. Here we can see the possible columns in emp2: employee ID name and employee department ID also. So I just want to select from emp2 table. Here we can see the table. So I just want to add now create a constraint. So this is a alter table, then employee emp2, add constraint emp manager fk foreign key manager id, then references emp2 employee id. After executing this query snippet or foreign key reference from emp2, here we can see find the correct column name using the all columns name catalog view. A references class in a create alter table statement gives a column list for which there is no unique or primary key. Here we can see there is no primary key in emp2. So first I need to add modify this primary key. So emp2 alter, here the primary key emp employee id. So if I execute this query snippet, here the constraint for foreign key references created successfully. So our foreign key constraint created successfully, manager id with employee id. So I just want to remove clearing this window first, and now check available constraints by dictionary view. So how can we check the possible constraints for this user? This is select from user constraints where table name emp2. Sorry, this is user constraints that can help us to find possible constraints for this user. So if I execute this query snippet, we can see the newly created constraint emp underscore mgr fk manager fk. So in this way we can see users constraint list. I just want to see dropping a constraint. So here the snippet alter table emp to drop constraint. Here we can see the constraint emp manager mng or fk deleted successfully. So if I check the constraints, here we can see all possible constraints except emp mgrfk, means our constraint deleted successfully from the table. Constraint on a delete clause. This is very vital and important topic in this video. So I just want to create a brand new table. Create table A, AID A name. Here AID primary key not null. So if I execute this query snippet, I just want to create another table here. Uh, table B actually. Uh, Name is already used by this by an existing object. Sorry, here I just need to give the name of B actually. So if I execute this query snippet, our table B created successfully. So in this way we can create both two tables A and B. Now I just want to insert some records in table A. So insert a statement, insert into A, AID and enum. So I just want to execute this query snippet for insertion. Here are three records inserted successfully in table A. So if I execute, I just want to insert. I just want to select from a table actually. Select star from A. Here you can see the three records 1, 2 and 3, Kamal, Jamal and Suman. So I just want to insert some records in B table also. So insert into J data, insert data into B table actually. So I just want to insert some records in B table. Yeah, we can see in I just want to insert one statement for inserting records in B table, another one, and another one. So we inserted some records in B table also. So if I select some records from this table, with table B actually, select start from B. After executing this query snippet, you can see the 4 records in table B. Here we can see the ID A1 used here 2 times. So this is the referential column AID in table B. So if we just want to give an example on delete records actually from parent table. So first I just explain delete cascade actually. Alter table B, add constraint. Here the constraint name fk actually for an reference a aid one delete cascade. So here we will see how the on delete cascade works in both table A and B. So I just want to create this foreign key constraints or constraint created successfully. So I just want to some records, delete some records from one record from a table actually. So first I just want to see in table B situation. Here we can see the four records with ID 1 and 2. We can see the AID in both rows. So if I execute from A table with ID 1, here the one ID is used in B table in row 1 and row 2 actually. So so here we can see the on delete cascade. So if I delete this record, now see in B tables information, here we can see the two tables, two columns exist. Means that if we delete from parent table, on delete cascade delete from child table whole row. In this way, cascade work in uh, on a table constraint. I just want to roll back table hello from table B actually. So now we check constraint on delete rows. So this is example 2. Delete set null on delete set null. So this is the another example. Here we can see the table A B on constraint B A AID FK foreign key AID reference table A AID on delete set null. If I execute this query snippet, our constraint created successfully. So I just want to delete from it a parent table A with ID 1, and here the B table records. Here we can also see in row 1 and 2 AID present in both rows. So if I delete, this is the referential column. So if I delete from A table, our B table or detail tables information will be set as null. So one row deleted from A table. If I check from B table, here we can see AID set it as null. So in this way, one delete constraint set null work in our Oracle database table. I just want to see how to delete a constraint. Here we added its constraint in B table actually. So if I execute this query snippet, B table constraint BA FK deleted successfully. So here the example of delete constraint from a table actually. Now I just want to explain how do we create a table. Here the new table CID actually C table created successfully. So now I just want to rename drop column from a table C. Here column table and drop column dropped from C, folder table C actually. So just want to describe from C table actually. Here we can see the possible columns from C except the deleted column. Now I just want to drop cascade. Here we can drop multiple column actually. So if I execute this query snippet, or two columns deleted successfully from table C. Explain in description here you can see two columns here after deleting two rows, two columns from table C. Now another topic, disabling constraint. This is very important. Actually, disabling and enabling constraint. Here the two table A and B. If I select both table records present in table, both table actually, and here uh, new constraint BA ID FK created successfully. So here I will give an example how to disable this constraint. So already will be disable constraint. Here the constraint name BA ID FK. So if I execute this snippet, or table B constraint will be um, disable. So if I after disabling this constraint, we can insert any values AID, because for if the foreign, here we can see a foreign key value has no matching primary key value. Okay, matching 500 is not available in table A. But if we execute or disable the constraint in table B, BAIDFK, so the previous error or error will be removed or resolved. Here we can see one row inserted successfully because the constraint uh, is disabled in table B. So here we can see another record in table B with ID 5 and AID 500. This is actually possible if we do not have any constraint in table B. So I just want to delete the last record with ID 5 actually from table B. Table ID 5 deleted successfully from table B, and now we will see how to we enable a constraint in table B. Here just we need to change replace disable with enable. Here we can see the constraint available in this B table. So if I try to insert some records in table B with ID 500, it will give us a error because constraint is now present. Here parent key is not found. So this is constraint constraint issue actually. Now this is the last example, remaining table constraint. So if I alter table B, rename constraint, get the constraint name to new BAIDFK, and the remaining table constraint. If I execute this snippet, table B constraint name renamed successfully. So this is the user constraint from table B actually. So the new name will be appear in this query snippet result. New BAIDFK. So rename completed successfully. Here I just want to give another example. Create table. Here already exists this table. So first I need to drop this table first. So drop table, describe table actually. Here we can see two columns, ID and team name. So we do not need to add this table. So first I just want to delete create this table again. So first I need to drop this table again first. So if I execute this query snippet, the marketing table created successfully, and now I just want to see the table description of marketing. Here we can see the two columns, team ID and team name, with type number and varchar 250. Alter table name, rename column. Here the column rename example actually. Alter table marketing, rename column, then column name to ID, only ID. So table marketing altered. Now see the table description. Here we can see the ID instead of team ID. Drop table parse. Parse means if we delete a table from by using a drop table statement, table will go recycle bin actually. So if I execute this query snippet, our table will be created successfully. Now if we drop this table, drop table actually. So first I just want to see the user recycle bin possible drop items from this table actually. So if I execute this query snippet, here we can see the possible tables here, the drop table also. So if I delete this table or drop this table, so drop table new EMP, executing this one, table dropped successfully. Now we can see another one, new EMP added in user recycle bin tables. So in this way we can see or drop a table and will go in user recycle bin. So if I parse table new employee or table permanently delete from recycle bin actually. So if I execute this query snippet, the new EMP permanently removed from recycle bin. So in this way we can use parse and drop a table. in Oracle statement. So the I just want to parse all items from user recycle bin. So there is no information in parse user recycle bin and deleted permanently from our recycle bin. If we execute this one, no information available in this recycle bin table.